Mercury in retrograde again. It may seem like the stars are in no one's favor this month. But in just a few days, we could see some major shifts happening, which is nice. That could give us all a nice, well-deserved break.
That's right.
And we can exhale.
And we can exhale.
Especially you.
Yes, exactly. Joining us this morning is friend of the show and astrology writer for the New York Post, Rita Weigel. Hello, darling. Welcome back.
Rita.
Thank you. Good morning, you guys.
You look fantastic.
Always.
You look fantastic.
We didn't even plan this.
Yes.
It just so happened.
We had a taupe
It's
sale.
staggering. I love it.
Exactly.
There's a beige sale at the store.
Let's start off with the elephant in the room.
Is there an elephant in the room?
Mercury in retrograde.
Oh, that elephant.
Talk to us about it. It happens more often than people think. And I think for people who are newly initiated to astrology, that's like the buzzword. Like, oh my God, I apologize for what I said during Mercury in retrograde or blah-de-dee-blah-blah.
Right. Thankfully, well, it's a little bit of a rough start to January as we have Mercury, planet of communication, and Mars, planet of conflict resolution, and drive, both retrograding. So not an ideal time to make or stick to a resolution, but everything is impermanent, including these retrogrades. And blessedly, as Marisol mentioned to me earlier, Mars is going direct today. So don't expect a sudden shift in your realigning, but it is happening. It's on its way, and then Mercury will follow going direct next week and January 18th. So it's not forever. Things will clear, and commitments will sure up.
So you use the term direct. Mars is going direct.
What does that mean?
Explain that to me, because I'm stupid.
You are not stupid. You are a beautiful Taurus, beige wearing king.
Oh, thank you. See, the Taurians stick together. We stick together.
It's true. We have to be careful how we talk to ourselves, especially when Mercury is retrograde, because it's a time to think about communication and, most importantly, the conversations that we have with ourselves. So be kind to yourself.
Yeah.
So the retrograde is a little bit of a misnomer. It's not necessarily that the planet starts moving backwards. It's that it slows down, so it appears to move backwards in the sky. And when it goes direct, when it stations direct, heralds the period of that time ending. So everything kind of gets back in alignment and moves at the pace that we're accustomed to, and the pace of life itself, rather than the pace of doing, rather than the pace of reflecting. So
it's sort of like falling back into place. It's a normal positioning. Okay.
Rita, because I know astrology can be tough if like, I know people read their horoscope, they're like, oh my God, what's going to happen to me today? And I wonder if this is correct to say about Mars stationing direct. For example, in my life, I may try to collaborate with a person or an entity. And maybe the last few months, there have been stalled talks. Mars goes direct. Now those stalled talks can breathe a little bit. Now maybe people can see things a little bit clearly and not be so hot-headed over it. Is that sort of a correct assessment of Mars going direct?
I think to
for an example.
Yeah, absolutely. I think that retrograde energy is about, especially with Mars, it's about kind of assessing how we go after things. And then when it goes direct, the energy becomes more initiatory. Making progress, getting ahead, collaboration, all of those things are just more engendered to success when Mars is retrograde. Retrogrades are really when we're supposed to take stock rather than take action. So it's like if things haven't felt, and it affects our sexuality too. So if you feel like your mojo's been off, or you just haven't been able to, I guess, get off or get ahead, things are happening in your favor now that Mars is going direct today, and Mercury.
I'm gonna have a hot date on Friday night.
And you can sign that free agency deal you've been trying to sign.
I'm gonna be the third baseman for the New York Mets.
There you go. All right, now each month, each sign, I should say, has a word. For this month, let's take us through.
You at home, look for your
sign.
sign. Rita's got a word for you. We'll start with Aries.
Yeah, Aries. So build, don't burn. I think Aries is the most impulsive sign in the zodiac. So sometimes when things don't go their way or don't go to plan, it's easier to kind of want to reduce it to ashes and start again. But it doesn't have to be so extreme. It can, kind of our setbacks can be opportunities, not for ignition, but for structure.
Director Dave is an Aries.
He's an Aries?
Yeah. All right.
Don't
Taurus.
burn it, Dave.
This is you.
Don't
Taurus.
burn it, Dave.
Yeah, don't burn it, Dave. Taurus.
Up, Taurus. I'm all ears.
Taurus. Reception. So Taurus, Oh,
Poppy's
it's a good
ready.
thing.
Oh my God.
So Taurus rules the second house of values and possessions, and we often have like a pretty clear idea of what it is we want and our approach to getting it, but we don't often sit in the stillness of how do we receive things and are we comfortable receiving things. We're perfectly capable of going out and getting them for ourselves and feeling entitled to that, but how do we really respond when people want to help us and deliver things to us?
Fantastic. The rest of the zodiac, you're going to have to just give us the 1 or 2 or 3 words because we are running out of time.
Sure. Yeah, sure. So Gemini, distill. Cancer, reparent yourself. That's for you, Marisol.
Thank you.
And sorry, I lost my notes. Leo is to lead with curiosity, not control. Virgo is about emotional pruning, so think of yourself as a little bonsai. Libra, definition, role definition, especially in relationships. Scorpio, reversal of narrative, especially a negative narrative. Sagittarius is focus and fortitude. Capricorn is inspiration, is scaffolding. Aquarius, my love letter is to love your weird, Aquarius. We all need it from you, especially as the sun moves into your sign. And my advice or meditation for Pisces is to,
There you go.
There we go. Is to court yourself, not a lover, but treat yourself like the lover that you.
I'm going to ponder on all
A little
of this.
self-courting.
Rita Weigel.
Rita, thanks so much.
So great to see you.
Thank you guys. So nice to see you and Happy New Year.
Happy New Year
Happy
to
New
you,
Year
too.
to you again.
And
See you
before we
next
go,
time.
here's one last look at your sign in a word.
Or 2.
Take a quick snap of it. Keep it with you today. Of course, we're going to post all these to our website at pix11.com.